Over the last 2 years, I have put myself into $210,000 worth of debt.
Wow.
I have been able to pay off about $50K worth of debt, so I'm sitting at about $163,000 worth of debt to this day. I'm going to talk about how I got all this debt, but I just want to say I'm not justifying these purchases in any way, but I have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder this year, so I do think that a lot of these purchases came out of a state of mania.
So you're justifying the purchases by using a mental health disorder. You're justifying it. Let's continue.
First things first, I graduated college with $28,000 worth of debt. This was just one semester of my private college that I went to. I have every other semester paid for except for this very last semester, so that's $28,000 worth of debt. I had a lease on a car that my dad was paying for. Then when my lease ended, I had met a boy at this time, and he convinced me to buy him a truck and trade in my car for it. So that put me at about $60,000 worth of debt. I now have a payment of $985 a month on this, which I obviously cannot afford. He then convinced me to buy an Audi Q5, which costs about $717 a month, and that put me in about $48,000 worth of debt.
This dude must have had the slickest mouthpiece in the world. This dude must have had the mouthpiece of all mouthpieces. He had to have the best mouthpiece in the world. He convinced you to get a truck. Then he convinced you to get him a truck. And then he convinced you to get an Audi. And you did both. This guy, whatever he's doing, whatever game he's spitting, he needs to share that with the world. He needs to create a course, and then perhaps he wouldn't have to convince you to buy him a $60,000 truck. My God.
And I had to put in a $5,000 payment on this, so that was about my entire savings account. So I no longer have a savings account either. Also, my stepdad had died when I was in a sophomore in high school, so he gave me about $18,000 to have, and I lost it all in the stock market because I did not know how investing worked.
I don't even know what to say to you right now.
So anyways, the Audi Q5 that I bought, it was also a lemon, which I didn't know what that meant at the time, so I had signed over for about $50,000 worth of a car that had a lot of features that were broken on it. So ultimately I had to trade it in. Also, I got pregnant and the car seat did not fit in the back of the car, so I had to get a new car. But I was upside down in it, so I had to pay about $5,000 to get out of my lease, and then I ended up trading it in for my now Volkswagen Tiguan. It is what it is. And I owe $38,000 on this car. And my husband then bought a house for $245,000. Definitely not worth that much. Then we ended up saying we didn't like the house anymore, so we ended up selling the house, lost $24,000 in trying to sell the house, had to pay probably around $6,000 to get out of the house. Then we decided to buy a piece of land for $54,000 to start building on it, I guess.
What are you
So that
doing?
left us with $54,000 worth of debt.
What are you doing? In a previous clip, I talked about mitigating financial peril by strategic decision making in life. There's no strategy here at all. This young woman had absolutely no strategy put together, no financial strategy, no financial plan, nothing. She had no plan. Just buy here, buy here, buy here, buy here, and need a house. Need a house to keep up with the Joneses. Need a car to keep up with the Joneses. Boyfriend got a slick mouthpiece. Need a house. Gotta have a kid. Biological clock. There's no strategy, no plan at all. I don't know anything about the stock market, so I'm gonna throw 18,000. A lot of the financial situations that people find themselves in is because of the decisions that they're making. We can't just blame every single thing on the economy. You can't. This is poor planning, poor decision making, no strategy, not looking at the chessboard of life and knowing where you need to put your pawn, your knight, your bishop, your rook, not knowing how to plan whatsoever, no control, no leadership, no guidance, just rebellion and ego. Unbelievable.
And I'm really thankful to be here. So if you watch this whole video, please like, share, comment. That would mean a lot to me. I need to pay off this debt. I think about it every single day. It is controlling my mind. And I just want to say I am no longer making stupid purchases. I am medicated now. I go to therapy often, and I am getting my bipolar disorder under control. And I'm not letting my impulses.
No. You're also paying for the therapy too. So the therapy isn't free. So that's another expense monthly. let's not blame this on the economy. Let's not blame this on a mental health disorder. No. This is bad decision making. No. This is bad decision making. And people don't think about the effects and ramifications of their decisions until the consequences are knocking on their door. Be a strategic decision maker in life.
I called to ask about my student loans, and the girl who was talking me through it all, so helpful. But she just casually mentioned a point. Do you want to know how much your daily interest is?
Yeah.
I've never thought about it that way. So I was like, sure, tell me how much my daily interest is. $30 a day. $30 a day. So I could pay $1,000 a month, and only 10% of that is going towards my principal. And there is no option for me, according to her, to pay like each payment, do like part of the principal, part of the interest. No, it all goes towards interest until you have no interest left.
Correct.
Which will
basically
never happen, as I'm accruing $30 a day. Doesn't take a day off. No holidays.
Yeah. Understanding money goes a long way. Understanding interest goes a long way. There needs to be an accurate understanding of what you're getting yourself into before you get yourself into it. There needs to be an accurate understanding of what you're getting yourself into before you get yourself into it. Cost benefit analysis. Okay, am I willing to pay the cost for the decision that I'm about to make? She looks like she's got on some scrubs. Okay, so she's in the medical field. Okay, well, that's expensive. The education for that is expensive. The courses are expensive. You're going to have to use some loans, which means you're going to be in debt. A lot of it. Are you willing to pay the cost? Are you? You need to consider that before you get into certain fields. Understand that. Cost benefit analysis, understanding money, learning, being willing to learn. Stuff is not hard.
Getting crushed by capitalism is like so cringe, but it's like it's happening to me.
Yeah.
And like I got a PhD from Berkeley, and like I can't get a job to save my life. Sweetheart. I got a soil biology PhD. And
Sweetheart.
Like now I'm a tutor and a babysitter and a
Time out. She got a soil biology PhD.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
She got a soil biology PhD at a time in which we are transitioning over to the AI revolution. The AI age, the crypto digital currency age. She got a soil biology PhD. I mean, come on. And I'm not denigrating any degree that anyone gets, but listen, have a plan, be strategic. Soil biology PhD. That's cool, and it sounds nice to say that you have a PhD. That's great. But that's not what is in demand right now. That's not what's in demand right now. Sure, you can tell me about some soil and some science. That's great. That's great. Great accomplishment. But that accomplishment is not putting dollars in your bank account. That is not going to put dollars in your bank account, and it's not going to help you win the war again in capitalism. It's not going to help you win in the capitalism game. It's not going to help you win. So yes, you're going to get crushed by capitalism. Yes, you're going to be tutoring and babysitting when you have a soil and biology PhD in the AI revolution. Yes, you're going to struggle to find a job. Unless you're willing to go do some manual labor or some blue collar jobs that will always be in demand. But it doesn't look like you're willing to do that with a PhD. Let's continue.
Like part of that is because like I don't want to like move to some random place in the middle of nowhere. But like the other half is like they cut all the funding for science, and like the biotech market is just like absolutely cratered, and like I have long COVID, so it's difficult for me to work like a full-time job.
Oh
and
my
just
God.
like
Okay.
I got on here to rant a little bit.
Okay.
But like
Okay.
oh my
Yeah. This is not a winning strategy. The biotech market is cratered. Duh. They're not funding science. Duh. They're funding robots. They're funding AI software. They're funding AI certifications. They're funding prompts and prompt engineers. That's what they're funding. Not soil and biology. They're not funding that. And then on top of that, you don't want to work a full day. And then on top of that, your health is not in order. Look, if you're going to win the capitalism game, you need health. You need to show up every day, and you show up every day with good health. Yeah, a part of winning the capitalism game is having good health so that you can have a good work ethic, so that you can work long days. That's winning. That's going to help you win in the capitalism game. She does not have a winning strategy. She doesn't have a winning strategy to win the capitalism game. And most people don't have a winning strategy to win the capitalism game. You need to get some skills that are relevant for today, or you need to go work a blue collar job. That's why it's also important to have your health in order. Because if you get to a period in which you have a layoff, right? You have a layoff, your health is in order. You can work in a blue collar job for 6 months, for a year, until you get some skills that are relevant to the market. And you get back into a position to where, okay, you're working in a corporate setting again. You might have to do that. It's a part of the game. But you can't do that if your health is not in order. You need your health in this capitalism game. You need a strategy. You need a winning strategy. Understand the market. Have your health in order. Get some relevant skills. That's what you need.
I think I'm going to be a little vulnerable right now.
Okay.
This job search thing is seriously for the birds. Like, what a way to really check any ego anyone could possibly have.
Sure.
I've been unemployed for about a month now, and it sucks.
Yes, it does.
Looking for a job absolutely sucks right now. I have over 10 years of experience in SEO, in an industry that is and will continue to be valuable. And I just continue to get no after no after no. And I don't understand why.
Okay, valuable according to who? Valuable according to who? To you or to the market? Because there's a difference. According to you doesn't mean according to the market. Let's continue.
It sucks. So if anyone could send pictures of dogs or words of encouragement.
So there's plenty of dog and animal content that you can scroll through to lift your spirits. But ultimately, what's going to lift your spirits is dollars in your bank account. And I would suggest applying to somewhere where the skills are in demand. Where the skills are in demand. These corporations do not care about the people, and quite frankly, it's not their job to care about the people. It's their job to protect their bottom line. It has always been that way. It will always be that way. And if you don't understand that, then you're in the wrong game. That is it for me today. I'll catch y'all in the next video.